Linda McMahon is not yet the Secretary of Education, but she's probably going to be. You may know her as the wrestling executive, Linda McMahon. She has been in the middle of confirmation hearings, and this did not get the attention it deserved. During these confirmation hearings, Senator Chris Murphy asked Linda McMahon, what level of oversight, what level of approval do you want the federal Department of Education to have over what after-school clubs a particular school might have? What degree of micromanagement do you want over the courses that will or won't be offered at particular schools or within school districts? And Linda McMahon's answer, which I'm going to play for you here, suggests a stunning federal takeover of education, typically handled at the state and municipality level. They talk about states' rights, but as we know, that's only when it's convenient. Take a listen to this.
You're saying that it's a possibility that if a school has a club for Vietnamese American students or Black students where they meet after school, that they could be potentially in jeopardy of receiving federal funding?
Again, I would like to fully understand what that order is and what those clubs are doing.
That's pretty chilling. I think schools all around the country are going to hear that. What about educational programming centered around specific ethnic and racial experiences? My son is in a public school. He takes a class called African American History. If you're running an African American history class, could you perhaps be in violation of this court order, of this executive order?
I'm not quite certain, and I'd like to look into it further and get back to you on that.
So there's a possibility, you're saying, that public schools that run African American history classes, right? This is a class that has been taught in public schools for decades, could lose federal funding if they continue to teach African American history.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I would like to take a look at these programs and fully understand the breadth of the executive order and get back to you on that.
I think you're going to have a lot of educators and a lot of principals and administrators scrambling right now.
This is terrifying stuff. And understand that on the one hand, part of their argument for why the Department of Education should be disbanded, Trump says it's a con job, is that they want states running education. Okay, we can argue, is that a good idea? Is that a bad idea? What level of support should the federal government be providing? Of course, the federal government has a major role in special education and funding all sorts of things. But you could debate, all right, should states have a larger or a smaller role here? Fine. But that's not even really what they want. They want states to have a larger role in education when it allows them to simply get the federal government out of the way of putting in place basic standards to make sure that things don't get so bad that you end up like, I mean, this is no offense, states like Alabama and Mississippi, Louisiana, which have some of the worst education in the country. Part of the point here is let's make sure no state falls too far when it comes to education. But on the other hand, then when they don't want states saying, hey, here's how we want to organize things. Here are the classes we want. Here are the after-school clubs that we want. Now, all of a sudden, they want to start looking into it. They want to start looking into the substance and the content of after-school groups and of courses that are being taught. It's not accurate that they simply want states running things. They want states running things when that allows them to have one particular set of achievements. And they want the federal government with their fingers in everything when it has a different set of priorities and different set of goals. Put aside for a second that Linda McMahon has no business even being nominated to this position. That is almost certainly going to be our next Secretary of Education. You know, we thought Betsy DeVos was bad. We thought Betsy DeVos during Trump's first term was an unqualified Secretary of Education. I would, in some way, if you said it's DeVos or Linda McMahon, I think DeVos is probably better. They've somehow found someone less qualified than their last Secretary of Education to nominate, and she will almost certainly be in charge. Terrifying, terrifying. I've been sleeping on a Helix Sleep mattress for years now. Couldn't love it more. Before Helix, I'd just buy whatever generic mattress from a store, thinking they're all basically the same. Turns out I was very wrong. Since switching to Helix, my sleep has improved. Helix mattresses are customized to your needs. I took the 1-minute sleep quiz where I gave input like my height, my real height, not like you know who, my weight, my real weight, not like you know who, my sleeping position, firmness preference, whether I have back pain, whether I run hot or cold, and Helix matched me with the right mattress for my preferences, and it's been a total game changer. My favorite part is it stays cool while I sleep. Most people don't even know what they need in a mattress, and all Helix mattresses come with a 10-year warranty. You also get 100 nights to test it out. If you don't love it, they'll pick it up for free and refund your money, and they'll even remove your old mattress if you want. When you go to helixsleep.com/Pacman, you'll get 27% off site-wide, plus 2 free dream pillows with every mattress order, plus a free bedding bundle with any Luxe or Elite mattress order. This is their best offer available just for my audience. The link is in the description.